Hey, how we going, everyone? Welcome to the call tonight. My name's Cameron. I've been with Juice Plus for about 10 months now, and I'm very privileged to be able to host this call tonight. So thank you for taking the time to join us, and hopefully you get something valuable out of it tonight. I started taking the products, as I said, about 8 months, 9 months ago now, and I was just looking for a bit extra. I was feeling a bit tired, that 3 o'clock nap, looking for a little bit extra, and I've gained so much more out of it. My story, I suppose, is that being a truck driver, you've got to be alert on the road all the time, and getting the nods at 3 o'clock in the afternoon isn't exactly ideal. So my cousin introduced me to these wonderful products, which is the green, the red, and the purple. Here we have the veg, real handy size capsule, easy to swallow, as you can see there. It's fantastic for late in the afternoon, when you're getting that little bit tired. We have the fruits, which are also the same size except they're red, and the berries. And between those, you get approximately 30 different fruits and vegetables every day, which is fantastic to keep us going. I've also come across these fantastic kids chews, which are ideally for my son, the veg and the fruits. Ideally for my son, but when I do my long trips, I take them with me and have a bit of a munch on them along the way. Stop buying servo food and that sort of stuff. And the other thing that we have, I might also say about the kids' chews, is that they get 17 different fruits and veg. They've got a bit of tapioca in them to bind them all together. And they, lost my train of thought, sorry. Yeah, they've got the tapioca in them, and they've actually got less sugar than an apple, so they're really healthy for the kids. And most kids think that they're just a lolly. So, if you can bribe your kids and say, here, do you want a lolly? And you can give it to them with the faith and knowing that they're getting 17 different fruits and veg every day, and they're none the wiser. The other interesting product that we have is these shakes here, the chocolate and the French vanilla. They are gluten-free, dairy-free, all plant-based, and one of the best shakes that I've come across. I enjoy having them every day. The capsules themselves are bioavailable, so they're easily absorbed into your bloodstream, depending on your metabolism, sort of 5 to 10 minutes. You get the right amount of micronutrition, which is awesome for if you're doing a bit of a workout or something like that. There's no sugar or virtually no sugar in them whatsoever, and as I said before, they are almost gluten-free and are dairy-free. They're harvested at the peak of nutrition from farmers around the world, and they're slowly dehydrated. They're turned into a pulp, and slowly dehydrated at low temperatures to ensure that all the enzymes and all the nutrients that are in them are preserved to their maximum. And then they're put into the vegan capsules, which, as I said before, break down really easy when you swallow it with a glass of water. The kids' chews, as I said before, are really fantastic. Juice Plus actually has a child health study whereby if you purchase the either the fruit and the veg or the fruits, the veg and the berries, they will give you fruit chews or capsules for your kids and put you on a child health study. So they really are a fantastic company, really care about our kids and our future. And yeah, as I said, they're just fantastic. The other one that I was talking about a second ago was the shakes. They have the right amount of macronutrients, so the fats, the carbs, the proteins. They contain niacin, which is really good for minerals and mood boosting as well, which I've noticed a difference as well. They're great for on the go, for pre and post workouts. So if you go to the gym, you get up early and you want to have something just to get your metabolism going, you have a shake beforehand or afterwards. And they're also kosher certified, which a few people have asked me about, which is really good. The other thing which I don't have on me at the moment is our latest and greatest product is the Omegas. Now, these have only just come into Australia in the last couple of months, and they're high in all sorts of Omegas, Omega-3 predominantly, but 5, 6, 7, and 9 as well. So we're getting a wide range there, fantastic variety, and they're really good for inflammation. So people with sore backs, sore knees, it can assist with that. It helps with mood, with brain clarity. So, memory, which I suffer a bit from at time to time. They're really good for that. They're also a good source of DHA, and because they're all fruit and veg based, there's no fish. So as we say, we're cutting out the middle fish. All plant based, which comes predominantly from algae harvested in the ocean. They also have other things such as raspberry oil, tomato seed oil, pomegranate seed oil, and thuckberry thorn oil. It's a hard one to spit out. But they really are an awesome product, and a few people that I've spoken to have said that they have noticed huge differences in just taking those alone. So that's our products. Just like to jump over to Justin, if you're there, to share your story.
Oh, mate. Hey, mate.
No,
cheers.
No worries.
Yeah, thanks everyone for jumping on. Yeah, this opportunity come into my life probably around 2 years ago when it was first introduced to me. By then I was sort of come out of the mining industry and that sort of thing. I just moved to the Gold Coast, so sort of started leaning out of the mining industry just because it was too far to travel or fly in, fly out. So I started looking for something more. And I actually jumped into day trading and that sort of thing to get out of the Monday to Friday, and that's when it come into my life. But I didn't sort of ask enough questions and sort of get my questions answered and find out what it was actually about. So had I have jumped on this opportunity 2 years ago, I would have been a lot better off. But yeah, I was too focused on my day trading, so pursued that and didn't really go too well for me. As any of you might know, if you've dabbled in day trading or any sort of stocks or shares, you need a fair bit of capital to do any good. So yeah, I basically jumped on board, I think it's 6 months ago. And yeah, so far so good. Just this month alone has been pretty outstanding for myself. I've got a new teamie that's sort of just jumped on board, and she's already taken the my business overseas. So yeah, we're over in Belgium, and I've got another mate over in England already. So yeah, I was pretty stoked about that. Didn't really expect it to go that far so soon. But yeah, basically for me, the big one is just wanting to live my life to the best of my ability. And just this year, losing my father at age 58 and seeing him work his whole life, basically, like he only had 2 years where he didn't work, but he was in and out of hospital, and I just sort of can't see that for myself. Like, that scares me to death. But yeah, so taking a closer look at this opportunity and seeing how far it can take me, just by working this business alongside of my current job now, and being able to see what the future can be for me. So yeah, I look forward to what's next.
No, that's fantastic, Justin. It's great that you've been able to come across and see what's going on, and you've been able to make a difference in Belgium and over in England, which is fantastic. Going to jump across to Tye now, if he's about to share his side of the story. If you're there, mate.
Yeah, mate, I'm here.
Too easy. Thanks very much for that.
No worries. Well, I'm Tye Marshall, everyone. Cheers for jumping on. And, well, where can we start? This product came into my life because it was at the right time. I was doing all the bad things and eating all the yucky foods, and I rode freestyle a lot, so I was always on the road, and like everyone knows, when you're on the road, you eat bad food. But yeah, it came into my life with an amazing partner. She showed me a bit about being healthy and going on the right path, and well, I haven't looked back. It's been a few months now, and I've never felt better. Body-wise, I've broken a lot of bones. Like I said, in freestyle motocross, so I've snapped 25, 26 bones. It's quite a big toll. And you really feel when the weather's coming. It's pretty full on. Like, you get the whole, rainy days are coming, you start aching. So it sort of made a big thing in my life. I don't feel all the aches and the pains and everything like that. I still work. I'm a digger operator, so therefore we do 11-hour days, which are quite long. There's a lot involved. There's a lot of people on the ground. You're reading plans. It's a big task. So you're fatigued a lot because you're concentrating on your job. And before, I used to struggle. I'd get to around 1, 2 o'clock and my brain would start wandering and I'd start going downhill, and it's just never really had that input where I wanted to stay for the whole day. I just wanted to get out of there quick and smart. And since this came into my life, it made the days so much better. Like, it's you get out of bed, you go to work, and you're switched on. Instead of going to work switched on, but you got a blown bulb. This is just awesome. You go to work every day, and it's great. And also the little hustle on the side, making that little bit of coin, helps with rainy days. So when you got your rainy days and you're not working, because earth moving is a bit like that, you got that other thing on the side where you're focusing on as well, and it makes up for the rainy days. So it definitely helps there. And buy bike parts and other things that you want to get, I guess, that you shouldn't be spending money on, but you do anyway. And then for the future-wise, I guess it's more wanting to retire early but still have that fun coming in. So this definitely contributes to that sort of lifestyle. Who wants to drive diggers and look at dirt all their life? There's more to life than that, right? So, yeah, I'm all for just staying on the healthy side, eating healthy, and having JP in my life made a massive difference. And the Omegas, since they came in, I started taking them a few weeks back now. Feel the difference. It's they're a good thing. Like, it's definitely helped. What else? Jeez, apart from just feeling on top of the world every day, that's about it. I've got mates that I tell them about it, and they're sort of a bit iffy at first, and then I just got a mate on it not so long ago, and now he's looking at the same thing, saying, wow, man, I didn't think it would change so much. He's seen small improvements week by week, where he was a bit shocked because he sort of doubted it like I did, and then once started taking it, you just start feeling the effect. Like everyone says, you put bad fuel in your car's going to run like shit. So it's exactly the same with you. You put bad stuff in you think bad, you're depressed, you're not wanting to go to work, you run down, you're just not running at that peak performance. So, yeah, no, definitely thumbs up. Awesome. You can take over, Cam.
No worries. Thanks, Ty. I have to admit, I don't think I'd be wanting to sit there looking at dirt all day either. So,
oh, man, it's not something we want to do, but you're looking at dirt and plans, so your eyes are just constantly going like crazy.
No, I understand where you're coming from, so it's all good.
Yep.
A little bit about the business for me on my side. As I said, I joined earlier this year. I've had the opportunity to travel to America to go to a conference back in April. I also had the opportunity to travel up to the Gold Coast back in June. The people that I've met through this through Juice Plus has been absolutely unbelievable. When I landed in America, I was staying at a motel. I didn't know anyone. I didn't, as I said, I didn't know anyone apart from a couple of faces that I'd seen on a few training calls. And within 3 hours, there was 4 of us sitting down at the front bar having drinks, and we're talking like we've known each other for years. That sort of opportunity just doesn't present in everyday life. The other thing that I've found is that if you ever get stuck, there's always someone there to give us a hand and say, hey, this is where you're going wrong, or this is how you can improve, which has been fantastic. Just the mateship that I have come across is, as I said, unbelievable. I couldn't rate the friendships that I've made over the last 8 months highly enough. There's a few girls that I've spoken to right from the start that have really helped out, but there's also a couple of guys as well that have, pointed me in the right direction and are always there for me. And it's always good to get on these calls and have a chat and just see how everyone's going, catch up. And it's really about having fun, enjoying yourself, and doing a little bit along the side. For me, I watched my mother pass away about 5 years ago now, and I sort of thought that maybe doing something a little bit extra. She was 62 when she died. It was quite sudden, and from a very rare blood disorder. So for me to see that was sort of a bit upsetting, and I thought that she was working up until the time that she passed away, and then when Dad went back to work not long afterwards, nothing had changed. It was as if she'd just left and that was it. So he's just turned 70 and he's still working full time, and for me that just doesn't seem right. So for me, this business opportunity has also got some extra coins, as Tye mentioned before, but in the long run it's to help it so that cut back to working 2 days a week, 3 days a week, and have the opportunity to enjoy life, go out and see different sites, catch up with your mates, have a beer down the pub, that sort of thing, and just to really get the most out of life. That's my game. I know that Tye and a few others have said the same, that they want to retire early and look after themselves a bit better, eat healthy along the way, and just, as I said, spend time with the mates.
And another thing, I think being able to offer that little bit of a health kick in other people's life and giving them the opportunity to, get on the better side of things, that's the good side. Like, that's a good part. That's not a gift that you can give everybody. Like, hey, man, get onto this if you're feeling, this and this. Like, that's the part that I think is pretty cool. Instead of going, hey, man, come down to the pub and we'll have a beer. More like, hey, man, get on the juice pass. It's going to help you.
Yeah, it's a bit different when you say, I'll come down the pub. It sounds exciting, but no, really, getting on the juice pass is probably a far better option. And, as I said, there's so many positives that I've found out of it. And if you talk to anyone else that's been on it for even a few weeks, they will find some positives out of it, which is fantastic. So if there's any guys out there that are interested, sitting on the fence, don't be afraid to ask questions. I know predominantly the ladies are into eating healthy and that, but there's a lot more guys out there that I've come across in the last 6 months that are also into eating healthy, being fit, watching what they do, that sort of stuff. So if there's anyone sitting on the fence, go back to whoever suggested you jump on tonight, ask them questions, and there's no such thing as a silly question. There's always someone there that's able to help you, and we look forward to catching up with you in the near future.